recording.
Yeah, it looks
I'm recording.
Hi, my name's Nazuk and my blog is about health. It's called healthywealthyvitty.com. And I think I'm one of the few cases in the class after 6 weeks of writing blogs every single day religiously, I just lost interest in my topic. So that's something I discovered, and I wrote email to Bill saying, Bill, I don't want to continue writing about health anymore. I don't want to be a health expert. I initially thought I was really interested in that topic, but I'm not anymore because I have a full-time job and I'm a business analyst, and I found that through blogging it's a way of getting education, way of educating yourself. You research and you write and you learn a lot every day, and I want to research in my field. So that's one way. That's one thing I discovered. But I'm not quitting blogging. I'm gonna write. I'm gonna start all over again, and I'm gonna start writing. Probably not at a very vigorous pace as Bill, instructed us. But I will start. I will start writing quality content. And all in all, it was a great class, and a lot of learning. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you.
Hi, I am a marketing professional. I have been working in the marketing communication sector for around 5 to 6 years. So when I came across this course, I was really excited because I had been more associated with traditional marketing and not done so much of digital marketing earlier. So the first day of my class, I was so kicked out about it. I was like, oh my god, I just want to do this class. But once Bill told us about all the workload, I was so depressed. I was completely devastated actually. So it was difficult. I think, when I started writing, I wanted to write so much. There were so many things I wanted to talk about, but, I didn't have enough time. So I was like, I need to squeeze in 3 posts a day somehow. Just to fill in the requirements, I would write anything. I wouldn't finish my entire, because earlier the criteria was writing 3 posts of 250 words, whereas my matter was around 600 words. So I didn't write my quality articles because I wanted to get the grade. I didn't want to fail my course. That was really bad. Apart from that, I think I really learned from the course. I'm happy that I took it. I Because blogging is something that I've been wanting to do for quite some time, but I didn't get the opportunity, or I don't know, I didn't know, or whatever. I didn't take it up. But after this course, I'm happy that I learned a lot about blogging, and I am going to be pursuing it. In fact, apart from blogging, this course gave me a lot of insight into social media. Because before I had joined Bill's course, I had a different perception about social media. About social media marketing altogether. I used to perceive Facebook, Twitter, and other media more important. But this has been really insightful, and I think it's going to help me in my career in the future too. So in May, I plan to launch my own business, and hopefully, whatever I've learned from here will help me in future success. So thank you, Bill. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's awesome. Oh, good.
My name is Ting Wen, and my blog is dreambeast.net. It's all about the entrepreneur. In the very, very beginning, that I set a goal, that I have a dream to have a platform which I can share all the entrepreneur and startup company, how they started their company. And for those, especially for those non-professional, non-business background, they can come to my website to know all about all the professional resources. But in the end, it turns out not exactly what I expected from this class. I was so excited when I take this class, but the social media is more than, it's not only for the blogging. So that's why in the beginning I was so struggle. I want to put a quality instead of quantity in my post, because every post that I have, that on average I need to spend 2 hours to get all the information into my blog, and I do exactly what Bill say, to an external and internal links, and I want to make all relative to my audience, and that's why not only attract traffic, but also they will stay on my website as long as possible. That's what my goal, and that's what I would like to provide all the information. But however, I really left behind all the space. So in the end, I find out the biggest challenge for me is I just would like to stay on the quality. So that's why, although I have a very few posts, but when today that I look at the Google Analyst, I was so happy because the average my audience my website is much longer than on the average the entire class has. But I would say if I have a chance to take it one more time, I would more focus on the self-discipline and time management on this class. Is so important. Blogging is not for everyone, so be sure that you are jump into this blog world. Otherwise, you cannot move yourself with all your heart and all your motivation.
Yeah, thank you so much, all of you. And I wanted to throw a couple questions out at you, and some of you answered it, but I want to answer it in a certain specific way. You talked about what was challenging and what was difficult about the class. If you could change one thing about the class and say, okay, we're revamping it and we were starting with a new, course, what would be different about it?
I would
Okay.
say that first. I mean, in the very beginning, that I set up several expectations that professor would tell us what is the social media, what is overall digital marketing. But until very beginning, until the end, they will know about blog is king of social media. They will all know about that. But I still would like to know more about what is overall looks like because it's all the art. We are doing the case study, so it's all the article that you showed. Digital marketing is not only the blog; it's more than that, and this come with a trend. So lots of people are using Facebook, and lots of people using the YouTube too. But how it will impact all the social media and how impact the entire chain of future. So that's really something that I would like to know from this class. If you would, when I can have another chance.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to
Yeah,
comment?
see,
That's good comment.
when we saw the course structure, it talked about marketing with social media. It did not mention blogging anywhere. I think that's the biggest mistake that the college did, because what happened is most students jumped into the bandwagon thinking they would be learning marketing. Now, marketing is different from blogging. Being a marketing professional, being from the marketing domain, I can understand that. So what I would strongly suggest is the college authorities either they change the course to blogging, right, because it's more about writers and blogging and little bit about marketing, or if the course is about marketing with social media, maybe what Bill should do is, I agree, he thinks blogging is the king of social media, but in the beginning of the course, if whatever he's told us in the end of the course, he should take that to the beginning. Maybe in the first few classes, he should talk about all the other media, show case studies, illustrate through case studies how blogging is working. And then maybe in the second level, he can take on students to create their own blogs and analyze it for themselves. Maybe next time the project could be create your own business, market it through Facebook and blog, and analyze for yourself what's working better.
Very good.
Yeah, I would actually agree with both of them. Both of them said the points that I wanted to mention. So, yeah, that's all
And
I would
there's
say.
a fellow student who wants to chime in. Can you state your name and the name of your blog and answer the question for me?
Hi everyone. Hi Bill. This is Samya Mandalapu. My website is somuadroid.com and my website is Women, Power, Jokes, Codes, Harassment, Problems Faced by Women. So I didn't know anything about blogging. I didn't know how to create a website. I didn't know anything. All I wanted to do is an MBA, and I thought social media would be a good course because I have some future plans to start my own company. And trust me, Bill really saved me like $1,000. I mean, couple of $1,000 because for sure I thought when I have to start a website. I mean, when I start a company, the first important thing in the checklist was to create a website and ask someone to maintain the domain and update it for me because I was very numb with the computer knowledge. I never knew how to blog. I never knew how to run a website. I never knew how to change the posts and all that. But this one is really helpful because I really knew a lot of tips. I knew how to see the Google views. I never knew about Google Analytics. I never knew anything about blogs. So this is really helpful and taught me a lot in life. But I mean, and this is one of the best thing I've ever learned. But the problem was we have less quality and more quantity. That was where I kind of stressed because I'm a traveling consultant and my job is very very stressful. I fly 4 times a week. I work 15 to 17 hours a day. You can't believe that, but it's true. And I had no time. And I was always sitting on the pinpoint and I had to write my blogs where my brain doesn't want me to write. I'm actually very good at English and vocabulary, so it's not a problem. So I felt like we were more concentrating on vocabulary, English, and that stuff. them blogging, social media. But definitely, I would tell I learned a lot, like blogging. There are a lot of things: how to add a new post, how to add a pictures, how to add YouTube videos. He really taught a lot of things. And the most motivating thing for me in the class is obviously Bill. He is very motivating, and his energy levels are too high. Oh my God, he never gets exhausted. Bill, you never get exhausted. You never ask for a break. You never give us a break. Oh my God.
You know,
Yeah. Every time.
Let's bring another student in here to as we wrap up to talk about what's the best thing, because that was a nice segue. What was the best thing about the class that you just loved about it?
Bill's energy. That's one for sure.
It's Bill and Bill. It's not the class and not the
Yeah,
course.
it's actually
It's all
That's
Bill.
right.
I think
His sense of humor,
is
the way.
I think Bill is a brilliant professor. It's just that, because he has a very high expectations from his students, somewhere down the line we start hating him, but he's a brilliant guy.
Yeah.
Really, his
done
energy
it
level, and
in-
when I read about him,
Yeah.
it's very inspiring. He tells that he's going to be mean, but he was never mean to
Yeah,
anyone. That's the best thing about you, Bill.
Right.
I know I keep asking too many questions in the class. You come up to me. You know me very well. We can fight. And that's one of the motivation thing. And the thing you asked me to change in the class, if I would get a chance to, I would feel reduce the quantity, like number of blogs. Give them free writing, whatever they want. So you don't want the content, right? You don't care even it's a copied one. You don't want to read it. All you want to know is, do you know how to use the tool properly? Do you know how to blog? Do you know how to get videos? Do you know how to change your background colors? Do you know how to create new fonts? So that's the way we're trying to learn social media. We're not trying to write. So like for example, I'm telling you, some people, they're writing some topics that doesn't have any meaning and stuff. So they would never be used to anyone. No one would ever search for such kind of topics or writings. So
Right.
I obviously respect them, but I'm trying to tell you is, I wish more of the tools how to work, and we learned a lot about blogging. I wish we would have learned more about the electronic, like Facebook, Twitter kind of things, which we didn't know. Definitely I learned some new websites, domains, and definitely tomorrow when I start my own company, I'm gonna create my own website and blog, because I know this, and I don't need any moderator or someone to run and paying them 5,000, 10,000 a
And
year.
the best part about the course was Bill gave us an opportunity to network with the other students,
And he
because
showed
of
us how to get the
because of the
clicks,
homework,
network,
because
how
of
to
the
find
because of
people.
the homework structure.
But
I think most of us became real good friends. We interacted with each other, and because of the ideas of our classmates, we learned so many things. Like this guy who was talking about students living abroad. That was awesome. I went through his site. Or this girl who was talking about Bay Area. I used to go to her site and scout for new places to go to. Or the girls who were doing the recipes. I would go to their sites every time I
Right.
wanted to cook. So like her site is about entrepreneurship. It's awesome. So
Yeah,
that
and-
ways you get to see so many great ideas.
Yeah, and I'm a very
Right.
feminine, and I'm more feministic, so I got to write a lot of cultural problems being faced by women, and
That's good.
love codes, how women face
And
life things.
state your name one more time.
Samya Mandalapu.
And your website.
My website is somuadroid.com.
Okay, and Bill, the reason we're doing this is some are not, some students are not on camera, and so I'm respecting their wishes, but they still want to give their testimonial as well.
And
Do we have one
and
more
just to
student?
conclude,
Do we
I
have?
just have one thing. The best thing about the class is Bill. And the thing I want to change is the coursework.
right.
Too much homework and too
If
much
he could
coursework.
be on
If,
camera?
I think if
You don't
Bill
have
could
to, but it's up
restructure
to
the
you.
course,
Right.
he's a great professor, he's a great teacher.
Right.
He's a great professor.
Very good.
All right.